All right, guys. Day one. Everybody a little tired, huh? Josh is like, Josh is ready to run around this farm. Yeah. Just want to hear your thoughts about what you thought about today. Anything, if you thought I could do better, feel free to let me know. Any suggestions, all that's great. Takeaways. I would love to hear your takeaways, so you can reinforce it to yourself, and I can understand what you might have gotten that was most important to you. Okay. Let's start. Well, Dustin's here, so let's go with Dustin.
A huge thing for me was kind of relearning my segmentation from getting my hands together and how to get my hands together.
Were you able to do it on the last one or no?
But yeah, much more so.
Yeah.
I kept forcing myself to engage a harder target,
Mhm.
so the dot was there. So that was better. Yeah, it was great. It was, and then hearing, conceptually a lot of some of the things that we've maybe heard at other classes, but the way you presented was a effective delivery.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do I have to repeat everything?
You probably
Everything was
have
great.
You have to. He's probably gonna have to repeat it. No. So Dustin was talking about his presentation is now in a significantly better place, and the communication method seemed to deliver effectively for him. Yeah, it resonated well with him. Awesome.
For me,
George.
just what Dustin said, but for me, in addition to that, the vision piece.
Yeah, you're starting to connect it.
Because I haven't really paid, done time on that because I'm not a competitive shooter, but I see how critical it is, just the transitioning between targets and getting your vision there. And after we kind of burned it down over the last half hour, I think I'm kind of understanding what that's all about.
Did you guys feel that the last thing that we did was very, very cumulative, whatever?
For sure.
Right. It was a good culmination of everything we did today. Right. And I think the randomization aspect gives you a different look every time. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And it just built on everything that we did.
After you guys leave, I'm probably gonna do a little bit myself because it looks too much fun.
No, and I noticed after a couple of reps, if the grip was just becoming a little more intuitive, I didn't have to think about it, but if it was right and I knew it was right, then the vision piece was easy.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I appreciate it, George. Thank you.
Hey, just pinch that so that you're not covering the mic part.
Pinch it. I think he means like this.
Yep.
Oh, like that?
This is the mic.
Oh, that's the mic. Sorry.
Okay.
So for me, the culmination was proof to me that I learned something today, because for me, transitioning,
I thought he looked great.
Trigger pull was a lot faster than before I showed up here today.
Yeah.
So, and being on target.
I thought that was
not all A zone, but
that's okay.
That's what I get to work on, So just not being afraid to move faster and not worry about hitting A's all the time, because that's right. You want to be accurate, so you want to hit A's all the time. But the only way you're going to move past it, like you said before, is to fail and then get better, and then fail some more and then get better.
A great thing for someone like you, if you're shooting a match, for a couple matches, convince yourself that all shots on brown are alpha, and you'll start to learn. You'll start to let go. And you'll probably, in most cases, you'll work out even better because you're that much faster. I've done this with a couple of my students, and they come back and they were like, wow, like one of my students, he took third place because he's like, the hits were almost as good, and I was just much faster, So play around with that, and then you condense it from the whole brown to A's and C's or A's, right? And then
it's amazing how much speed makes up for the lack of alphas.
Yes,
right.
It can.
So you're getting more Charlies, but you're going so much faster that the speed makes up for it as far as hit factor is concerned.
Right. Depending on who you are, you fall on the accuracy side of the spectrum.
Right.
When you start releasing a little bit of speed, that's going to help make up. And then you solve the problems, and then you get more A's anyway.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Fred.
Yeah, so I learned a new type of draw, which is great. And I just shot much faster than normal.
I could see that at the end. In the end, you seemed a lot more confident in what you were doing, which is good.
It's good. Thanks for that.
Awesome. Thank you.
The biggest thing I thought was don't shoot backwards. In other words, the closer targets,
Yeah.
spend less time. I was kind of shooting them backwards. I was
That's
shooting
okay.
the
Yeah.
further quicker than I was the upfront ones. And then on steel, stay on the steel, confirm before I had a tendency to slide over that before.
Our vision says we're ready to go now.
Yeah.
You know, and then that little bit extra. Yep. Good job. Jess?
All of it was mind-numbingly opening my points that I need to work on.
Great.
Enlarging the MOA made a big difference when I was doing my transitions to kind of get my eyes into that zone. Because I do get dot focused.
Sure.
I like the wobble drill. That was fun to add in there. So yeah, I felt like my transitions were better than when I started
Absolutely.
at the beginning of the day. And I like working with the metronome to increase speed.
Forces you. It forces you to kind of keep up.
It's a weird form of physical therapy. So thank
Well, I appreciate you doing it. Thank you so much. Tom didn't go either.
Yeah,
Oh, Ron's got to go. Okay, gotcha.
I appreciate the remarks, the fine points that I had not heard in quite some time. I'm letting the gun hang up and maybe coming out a little bit further with the elbows than I'm accustomed to. I'm accustomed to being collapsed.
Yeah.
So I did find like I had a little bit more control. If I
It looked like it at the end there.
locking the elbows,
Yeah.
obviously that's key. So there was other things too. I just can't think of them right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go massage my hands around a cold bottle of beer.
Awesome.
Josh,
let me give it to Josh. Yeah.
I'm Secret Squirrel.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, it's okay.
What I really liked today was actually the time sheets, right? The stuff that you showed me where I can save a little time, the things that I can do, X amount of hours on work at, and it'll be a large improvement for me.
Yeah.
Right. So
Especially where you're at.
Yeah. So that was the stuff that was really helpful.
Cool, man.
Thanks, man.
Great. Appreciate it. Tom?
Yeah, I mean,
Last one.
I think for me, the biggest, time drain is transitions. So all the stuff that went to improve that, from stance to grip, calling my shots is huge instead of just a bouncing red dot. So that's where I think I'd save a lot of time.
Good. Awesome. All right, guys.
You didn't curse at us like Ben does.
I'm not. My philosophy is this: encourage, inspire, but tell you what you need, right? I'm never going to hide something. If I'm doing you guys a disservice if I don't tell you guys what I see and what needs to be addressed. If I don't give you the proper feedback, honest feedback, you're not going to get better. I'm not here to fluff you up, right? I am here to encourage you and inspire you by telling you what's going well, what I think is good, but it's also my responsibility to tell you what needs to improve and frame it in a way that makes you want to do it. That's the thing. And for all you guys, most of us, including myself up until very recently, what are we experts at when we shoot in our performance?
Criticizing ourselves.
What went wrong? Man, I screwed that up, that sucked, whatever, right? What if you guys actually wrote down or talked about what went well and why it went well first before you start giving yourself that feedback? When you learn to become an expert in your best performance and how to get more of it, what went well, why it went well, right? You guys start writing that down often. You guys are going to see this is the process that gets me what I want, my best potential. Now, when you're in a pressure situation, right, or you're in an uncertain situation, you know this is my best chance. What do you think that's going to do to your performance potential when you have full confidence in this is my best chance and I trust this thing? It's going to give you better performance, right? And in the meantime, you're able to look at the things that need to be addressed and frame it in a way, okay, this is what I'd like to do this. And me personally, I like to frame it in a way, I want to tell you what the thing that I want you to do, not don't miss steel, not don't suck, not whatever, right? I'm going to tell you, okay, right, your gun is hanging up. I want you to get the gun to move over to the target quicker, right? Little things like that. I want you to draw, make sure you draw quick. That target can be shot quick. You've been doing it all day. I want you to do that, right? My job is to do that. That's the way I teach. That's the way I coach. And I don't, for me, you know, I've spent a lot of my life with coaches like that beat you up, and that causes a lot of confidence problems. No, I know. I'm just saying. This is me. This goes back into high school, right? So that did a lot of self-confidence damage to me that I'm working through today to fix. So I want to be able to fix that, and I want to do that through you guys to help you learn that way so you get through that quicker. That's just how I am. Anyway.
Rob, I'm gonna throw this out because yes, being the only female here, but the more and more that I'm seeing more women get into the shooting sports, of course, one of the hurdles that we do face is finding instructors that we're comfortable with,
Sure.
that coach instead of criticize constantly.
Yeah.
I mean, I can walk out of here today and go tell all my peoples, all my friends, you train with Rob. You're
love
good.
it.
You
Yeah.
know, and for me, that's one of my biggest takeaways.
Great.
You know, I'm not like, you know, feminism, yay, but I mean, you know, encouraging more women to step into the field and finding the right instructors.
Yeah.
You know, so I appreciate how you taught today.
Oh, I appreciate that. I've worked with a lot of women too. So Armed Women of America locally, I've worked with them for years.
Yeah.
I taught my wife to shoot. My wife was actually part of that group, and she found me, and she wanted lessons. But no, she did actually want to learn also, right? But yeah, so I've worked with a bunch of women, and that kind of attitude does go a long way with them.
Yeah.
Especially being a female in a male dominated industry.
Yeah.
It's a very uncomfortable, like you even being out here, like you got bigger, you know, cojones than men, right? A lot of men. So appreciate you being here.
For me, I've been blessed enough to be able to train.
Absolutely.
Awesome guys.
All of us.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, again, I appreciate all of you guys because the horror stories that I hear from other female shooters, I'm like, oh my gosh, please come train with us.
I've heard of it also.
You know,
Yeah, I have.
You've held your own.
I think she's doing great.
You know,
I think
handicap or any like.
No
you've held your
complaints,
own.
no
Just like
complaints.
the rest
Like working hard, like all you guys.
My competition is myself.
So
of us. Better run.
awesome.
We're not running today, Josh.
We are running tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to get more into the movement stuff. I actually like using this, and then we'll start talking about some movement principles, shooting on the move, and then we'll set up like a fun little stage for you guys to play around with. We'll change it throughout the afternoon. So this way you guys all get a chance to get feedback and shoot a more complex sequence than we did today. Cool.
9 a.m. today?
9's great for me. Nine okay for everybody else?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. You guys have the best night. Thank you guys so much.